You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah. Yep, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. Sorry, I had to do that. Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am Josh Wingate 302. Josh Kimmel OUS. Mugs and Balls on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you are on Twitter watching us right now, please just hop on over to YouTube if you want to interact, or Twitch, either one, and join us. Talk to us. Do whatever you got to do. Kimmel, what is up?
Good, man. We're good. We're going live on a Tuesday night. I heard you were at the fair. Is that a big thing in Delaware? The fair?
It is a big thing.
I love the fair.
Not much to do in Delaware, so Delaware State Fair comes around once a year, and you go. My daughter had a blast. I got in trouble.
Well, what is it like? Corn dogs and fried Oreos? Like,
it's
is it
every fair everywhere, yeah. Big thing around here, though, that's not there is Scrapple sandwiches. You don't know what Scrapple is? I think I mentioned Scrapple when we were
in the Senior Bowl. You told me about Scrapple.
Yeah. It's amazing. Probably the best thing you could ever have in your life. And then we do soft shell crab sandwiches. Do you know what that is?
I don't eat crab.
Oh.
I don't eat seafood. I eat like a grouper or tilapia.
I think we talked about this already.
Yeah, I'm not a seafood
I just blocked it out of my mind because I don't like to be that guy who's like, yeah, I know a guy that doesn't eat seafood. But
me.
Yeah, what do you have tonight?
To drink? Well, I have this barrel aged. It's all gone. Barley wine. It's called Endless Root. I don't know why it came out last month. There's nothing Easter going on, but it's a barley wine aged in cognac barrels with walnuts, raisins, toasted coconut, carrots, and spices. It's basically carrot cake.
Yeah, which sounds amazing.
Yeah, but it's a barley wine. Barley wines are, I don't know if you have partaken in barley wines. They're not life. It's either 100 or 0.
Yeah.
That's it. You're getting top shelf or the Wish version.
So this is what I got. I got Big Hazies. I picked it because I figured you would appreciate the imagery on it.
Yeah. So that's an IPA, correct?
It is an IPA. It's
can tell by the name.
Double IPA.
Yeah, I love the name. When you said Big Haze E, I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. I like how they did that.
On here it says, I used to ref. I don't know.
Holy crap, dude! This Endless Root barley wine is pretty good. I wish I would have got more. Holy crap, these are good. Yeah, like I don't like barley wine at all. Usually they're trash. Usually they're just not good. You can tell by the color of barley wine. It's dirty water. But holy shit, this is like a carrot cake.
Wow,
oh,
I love carrot cake. I love carrot cake. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and drink it from the can, and then I'm going to pour and take a drink, and then grate it.
Mine's a 4.75. Okay. Easily all day 4.75. All day. Holy crap. I'm so surprised. I was dreading this one because 1, barley wine. 2, when you add carrots to anything,
Yeah.
Like to a beer?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that works.
I got a lot of head here.
Must be nice.
Hey-o.
So while you're drinking that and you're about to grade it, we're breaking down the AFC West today, position groups.
We are.
Should be exciting. We had Kyle on from the Say It Again Network about 4 weeks ago. We talked our ear off about the Chiefs and the Royals. So hopefully he's listening because I don't think we have good grades on these Chiefs. Yeah.
I mean, I went into it a little bit when you put our little tweet out about the beer we're drinking and everything, and sorry, Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs are looking ungood this year, which they'll be good because they have Mahomes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Do you want to jump right into it, or do you have anything else you want to get into before? Or
there's nothing really going on in the world of wrestling. I mean, Vince McMahon retired. I don't that might be a thing. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's like, I don't know, the most important person in wrestling history, whatever. But yeah, he retired at the ripe age of 77.
Is it shocking that what's his name is co-CEO of the WWE?
Stephanie or
Khan?
Yeah. Khan, so he got brought in as like a businessman, a lawyer type. So he was rumored to actually have 100% say after McMahon retires. We're surprised Stephanie got this role. So it's basically Stephanie and Triple H running it, and Khan's probably just there being the business guy. But
don't silence him. He's got opinions. He thinks something about the WWE is happening right now. He's trying to speak up, and you're trying to silence the man.
Who? My son Finley, who's right next to me. No, so we've been crushing Crash Bandicoot 4 on PS5 literally every night, and when he gets to a stage that he can't beat, we take turns, Daddy. So he runs off the cliff for 5 seconds. I complete the level, and then he runs off the cliff for he doesn't know what's happening, but. Yeah, WWE news. I just want to talk about this real quick because we do have Triple H coming back. I think this is calculated.
Yeah.
Think about the steps. You don't know. You're not a wrestling fan, but I do still want to break this down before my wrestling.
I'm a real wrestling fan.
So Vince McMahon was on WrestleMania and he wrestled a match. He won. He was adamant about wrestling a match at WrestleMania. Adamant about it. Stephanie McMahon, in the meantime, stepped down from her position because of whatever reasons. Triple H stepped down from his position for whatever reason. It was heart rate. He had surgery. So what happened was Vince retired, which gave Stephanie and Triple H, who were jobless, now their new positions. This is all calculated from, I would say, almost like a year and counting, because you got to think, why did he retire? Because of all the allegations. Allegations are coming out. He owes $17 million. Apparently came out of nowhere. $17 million of like laundering money that disappeared. You have all the allegations of him paying off women. $3 million. Don't speak. I can have sex with you. You can have sex with all of our executives, but here's $3 million. Don't tell anybody. Like, all this is breaking by the Wall Street Journal. So yeah, it was time to go.
Yeah.
And I think they knew ahead of time. So they were putting the pieces in place so he could do this.
So I'm going to give this beer a 3.75.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed my Vince McMahon talk, because
I did.
It's big news, man.
It's big news, and it definitely is big news because he is the biggest person in pro wrestling, hands down. And for him to step down, that's a legend walking away. I know you're not the biggest fan of the WWE or WWF, whatever you want to call it, but
see, that's where you're wrong, though. You're wrong. I am a fan of WWF or WWE. I want it to be good. I watch it because I'm frustrated about how bad it was.
Yeah.
It was comically bad at some point. So him stepping away gives me, like, I don't know if you've seen me on Twitter. I've been excited. I've been super happy.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Go. Like, let's fucking go. I actually watched some of Raw last night, which I don't ever watch Raw anymore because Raw's just straight up garbage. But so Triple H ran NXT, which is their not minor league, but the young guys coming in. He ran NXT. It became bigger than Raw and SmackDown because of Triple H. Triple H killed it. Then all of a sudden AEW came around. AEW took over NXT because AEW is just better. And then they fired Triple H because he lost the war. Whatever. Now he's back. He's going to kick ass. I'm excited. And this is big news because he's a billionaire who took a wrestling company public. Think about that.
Hold up. Is Triple H running AEW now?
No. Triple H is running WWE. He's
head of creative.
Yeah, he's head of creative now. So
it should be up and up, and everything should be great in the wrestling world right now.
Yeah. If I look distracted, it's because peek behind the curtain. We won't go to bed. My wife decided she wanted to go to sleep, so it's all on me.
There you go.
So if you're watching and I'm playing PlayStation, I'm running off a cliff because it's my turn. I have to do my turn for him to play. So I'm just gonna run off the cliff every 30 seconds, guys. But I'll be
there. You go. There you go. Behind the curtain a little bit. So let's get into it. Quarterbacks. First of all, AFC West. That's going to include Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, Denver Broncos, and Las Vegas Raiders. So how do you want to do it? Do you want to go from the bottom up and rotate?
So you mean start with like our number 4, the number 3? Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, it gives a lot of stuff away, but yeah, I'll go ahead and give you my quarterback, my fourth best quarterback.
Yeah.
I'll go Carr. I'll go Carr with the Raiders.
Carr with the Raiders on me too.
Yeah, it just makes the most sense. Like, yes, I love him. He'd be the number 1 in a couple of divisions. You know, like he'd be the number 1 probably. Actually, I can't think of one. AFC South for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Mills, sure. Ryan, like all those guys. But anyway, he's good.
That's the East.
He's good, not great. Devontae Adams called him a Hall of Famer, so that was kind of crazy. Did you see that quote? What's the difference between going from one Hall of Famer to the other?
No.
Yeah, Adams pretty much called him a Hall of Famer. He's like, yeah, it's weird going from one Hall of Famer to another. It's like, what?
He's definitely not a Hall of Famer, and if he is, like, I'm the biggest critic of what a Hall of Famer should be. I feel like the league has a quota they have to reach in order to get you into the Hall of Fame, or just putting players in the Hall of Fame. So they kind of push players in that don't belong.
And they keep players out that should be in. It's just the Hall of Fame to me, as they get older, it's lost some of its.
Yep.
It's lost a lot because you're putting players in there that I'm like, that's not a Hall of Famer. Then we're talking about, is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? Come on, guys. Like, you're right. No. They're just you're right. But like, oh, the postseason, it counts. Yeah, it does. But the Hall of Fame is not very good. It's a Hall of Fame, the best of the best. So Carr's my number 4.
I feel like players shouldn't get into the Hall of Fame one year. Like 1 year, there shouldn't be a player getting into the Hall of Fame.
Really? So just no Hall of Fame 1 year?
I mean, if they don't fit that criteria, then no one gets in. And I feel like some years they just push people in.
But there's always guys that need to get in. Like Zach Thomas has been waiting for a while.
Well, I get that, but don't force people in and have that same amount of people coming up and doing the Hall of Fame speech and everything.
It should be like the Oscars. The Oscars do with Best Picture. They do. It can go up to 10 pictures can be nominated for Best Picture. You don't have to. There's no limit.
Yeah.
So that's what it should be. Oh, there's only 2 this year? Oh, there's only 2 this year.
That's great. Yeah.
So I think that'd be great because it brings an exclusive
I agree.
to it. And yeah, it's great.
I agree. Number 3, I have, and I made a little switch last second, the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson.
Hey, I got Russell Wilson as 3 as well.
There we go.
So for fantasy, everyone that knows me for my fantasy show, I'm not a Russell Wilson fan. Yes, he finishes top 10 every year in fantasy, but what does he do to get there? He puts up 5 great games, and then the rest of them are all 9-point games, 8-point games. Like, that's what he does because that's the offense. But we're talking strictly quarterback position. He's going to make this team so much better. He's going to elevate it. Like, that's what I did these rankings. Do they elevate the team?
Yeah.
And Wilson elevates. Carr doesn't elevate a team. Wilson does.
So, yeah, and he does. So my process was I was like, okay, running back. Last time we went, what is the whole picture of the running back group? Well, what is this whole picture of this quarterback group here? And I just felt like the next person, I'll go into my next team right now, Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. I felt like their backup was better than what Denver had. So I was like, okay, that's going to be the leg up. Russell Wilson has the Super Bowl under him. Justin Herbert is a better player right now, I believe. But it's kind of hard to rank them. Rank them right now. But I feel like the backup position kind of puts the Chargers clear number 2.
I agree. I didn't think about backups at all in any of this because I don't see. I mean, Wilson got hurt last year, but these guys don't miss games. Mahomes here and there, but whatever. Mahomes is 101. He's the number 1 obvious by far and away. He's got that Super Bowl against Tampa where he was doing everything by himself and rushing for 800 yards behind the line of scrimmage and yada yada yada, all the drop touchdowns. Like, he made that happen. Without Mahomes, if any of these quarterbacks were on that team, it'd be sack or interception. Yeah. Mahomes is just he's on a different level. Yeah. And he might be the best quarterback in the whole world besides, minus Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, like maybe Tom Brady too.
I'm talking about right now. I'm not talking about his whole career. I'm talking about we're talking about in 2022. I think Rodgers
in this
is
moment,
the best quarterback. Yeah, I still think Rodgers is the best quarterback in the entire world.
I'd give it to Pat Mahomes.
I know you don't think so, but I think Rodgers has that experience and he's going to make the right plays. Where Mahomes, he still forces it. He gets tunnel vision with Kelsey, with Tyreek. We're going to see how reliable he is with these other guys, like with Juju. We'll get to those guys later because his whole career has been Kelsey, Tyreek. That's it. Yep. What's his number 2 guy? You can't think of one. Where Rodgers, same kind of way. It was Adams and nobody else. But all right, fuck it. I'm wrong. I talked myself out of it. Barley wine. I put a tweet out there where I put Aaron Rodgers, wide receiver 1, 2, and 3, and their average yards per year since dating back to 2016. It was like by far and away number 1, and everyone else is like, trash.
Obviously Pat Mahomes. I think he's the best quarterback in the league, just from everything he can do. And I feel like he's a pretty good leader too. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I just don't like the kind of person that Aaron Rodgers portrays him to be, and kind of just a dickhead overall. I feel like.
I don't think he's a dickhead at all. I think he's awesome. I think he's like my kind of person.
He's arrogant.
He's not arrogant. That's wrong. He's very cocky. I wouldn't say arrogant. I would say cocky, which is different. It's different.
Yeah, sure. Kind of. Yeah.
So. He's not like.
If you look up arrogant in a thesaurus, a synonym might be cocky.
Might, but are they the same? Are they the same word? Are they? Because I think arrogance, like you walk around with a smug look all day long. You just think you're above everyone. You do this, you do that. Whereas cocky, when Rodgers is in his game where he's the best in the world and he's slinging the ball and he's doing the freaking title thing and he's saying, "I own you," that's cocky. Arrogance doesn't leave you. Cockiness comes in your greatest moments.
I don't think it leaves him though. Like, do you listen to him in his?
Yeah, he's funny. He's humble. He's.
Okay, yeah. So, do you think after this season we do this again? Could Justin Herbert be the number 1 quarterback?
No, because Mahomes has the wheels that Herbert doesn't have. Yes, Herbert can move, but not as well as Mahomes. Mahomes has that cannon. He could be running backwards 10
Herbert
yards
has
backwards.
A cannon too.
Yeah, he does. But I'd never seen him throw the ball like Mahomes does. I'd never seen him run backwards and just for no reason to sling it on a rope. I see Herbert make the passes, but not like that. But nobody does that. Not even Josh Allen.
I mean, there was a guy in the league that did that, and he just got trashed on at every available opportunity. And
who's that?
That's Brett Favre.
Oh, yeah, Favre, of course. But I love Favre. I think Favre's top 3, top 5 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, I love Favre too, but the running conversation was, is he an actual quarterback? He just throws the ball up there. Gunslinger. He's not a winner, and it's just whatever. Yeah. Next question.
Breaking news, my son has switched from Crash Bandicoot to Sonic Racing, which he can handle that by himself.
Ooh.
I'm so happy.
Is Mahomes set up this season to disappoint?
He's set up to prove that he's the best, if that makes sense. So, as in when Rodgers doesn't get his toys, as we're going to compare the two, and I'm going to be a hypocrite. When Rodgers doesn't get his toys, he cries. He really cries. Like, he's like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to retire. I haven't heard any of that from Mahomes. Mahomes is like, we're going to get the work. We're going to do it. We're going to get the work. We got the guys here. The guys are here. Yada, yada, yada.
Mahomes leader, like, not leader.
Or as in, we'll see when Mahomes is 10 years in. We'll see, because that shit changes you. When I was doing my job, I was like, oh, I got to do this right. We're here, buddy. Now I'm pretty good at my job. Now I treat people a little bit different. It's your mindset. It's the way it is. It's how human nature works. It really is.
So here's the thing. Largest contract ever by a quarterback, Mahomes. Super Bowl win already. And I feel like he's earned the right to be the same position that Aaron Rodgers is he not? Like, he's in that same position. Like, if you were to put the two together, what's the difference? Tenure of career?
Tenure of career, more MVPs, more done, more. That's pretty much it. I mean, as far as, yes, they both have one Super Bowl, but how many MVPs does Mahomes have? How many All Pros does he have? How many it's just, you got to add those up.
So it's basically tenure of career.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. 10-year of career.
So I don't know. I think Mahomes has earned the same amount of rights as Aaron Rodgers over his career. But let's move on because we're getting into the conversation of Aaron Rodgers versus Mahomes, and this is an Aaron Rodgers conversation. Running back, we'll do the same thing. Bottom top. Who do you have as your worst group of running backs?
So I did do rooms with this one, and this one is the Chiefs by far. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ronald Jones, Jerick McKinnon, by far and away the worst running back room in this division. I know you're shaking your head. You agree?
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been a very disappointment.
Are we just going to have like the same? I feel like wide receiver and the receiving group as a whole, because I don't know if you did this as well. Wide receiver, tight end together.
Yeah, I did that.
I think that might be different for us. I hope, because if not, we're just going to be a broken record this entire time. I agree. That group is just awful. You got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who high expectations, but he hasn't met up to them at all. Ronald Jones, we talked about last week, and we also had our commentator, our little guest on there, speaking about it too, saying how bad Ronald Jones was. I'm assuming he was a Tampa Bay fan, and he came in and just said, yeah, he can't do anything. He sucked. So there you go. Their number 2 running back sucks. Can't do anything.
He sucks is an understatement. That's the perfect truth. Like, he's been found in training camp crying because he can't make a block. Tom Brady scolds him. He hates him. They hate each other. I mean, this is what I hear. Yeah. Ronald Jones is not here anymore because Tom Brady is here. That's why. I mean, they haven't replaced him. It's not like he's a bum. He's just not.
How old is Jerick McKinnon?
Too old. 29, 30, who knows? I don't know why he's still in football. But yeah, that's our number 4. We don't need to talk about McKinnon. That guy's number 3. This is where I think it's going to change. Maybe. I got the Raiders. Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Zamir White.
I got the exact same.
I mean, these are pretty obvious. So these are obvious.
I love Zamir White. He Georgia boy. I think he can do big things. I think by season's end, he could be competing possibly with either Kenyon Drake or Josh Jacobs as running back number 2, because that's how good he is. But we'll see. Season's
end, he will have the job.
I could very well see that too.
100% he will have the job. Nothing against Josh Jacobs. This is he's going into his contract year, maybe, or maybe I don't know a situation for that, but I do know that they're going to move on. I think this is his last year under contract.
And he'll be a fun player to have in Vegas. He's got a nickname Zeus. That's a fun name to yell at in a stadium.
Oh yeah, Zeus. Yeah, anytime you can do a Zeus, or we have it in Tampa with Cooch. It's always fun. It's always fun to do. Number 2, I think we're going to be different on this one. I went Chargers.
Well, we are different.
Yeah, I went Eckler, Isaiah Spiller, Joshua Kelly, just because of that right there. We don't know what we have in Isaiah Spiller. Yes, we can go off what his college career is, but what have the Chargers done? They've drafted bums. They drafted, Larry Roundtrees, the Joshua Kellys.
That was late in the draft.
But they got lucky with Eckler. It's not like he was some top prospect. It's not like he was on top of everyone's boards.
There's a guy that is in your top running back group that got drafted by the Chargers.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Okay.
And he wasn't that good at the start.
My number 2 is the Denver Broncos. Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, Mike Boone. They didn't want to keep Melvin Gordon. From what we heard, he wasn't going to be. Like, he texted our boy and said, I'm not going to be there. I'm moving on. And somehow he made his way back, and he's on the team. But they didn't want him back, so they saw something there.
It's like yeah, I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but like there's nowhere else for me to go.
Yep.
So where are you going to go? So that's the thing is, just because you don't want to be there doesn't mean you there was nowhere else. Nobody else wanted him. I think he's going to be great. I think him and Javonte Williams are the best guys because of the most. You're telling me both those guys can start on a team. They both can. Gordon could have his own backfield. Williams could have his own backfield. That's why they're the number one. Where in the Chargers, you only have Eckler, and he could barely get it done.
You think Gordon can have his own backfield?
I think he still can. I think he has one more good run in him. Last year, he was good. Last year, he was surprisingly good.
Then why didn't someone like Buffalo pick him up?
Because they didn't want to pay him the money. Why would you get him when you can get a James Cook? Why would you can draft James Cook and how late? He's going to be the starter. He's going to get a lot of reps. Tampa, same thing. You know what? They don't need. They have Leonard Fournette.
He signed a 1 year, $2.5 million contract.
That was late though. It was when all the money was up, right? Like everyone already made their moves.
You don't think he would have signed that? Say right before the draft. Hey, come on in. We'll take you.
Nobody offered it to him.
There's got to be something to that. He's getting old. He's 29, almost 30 years old.
I think he's got one. I'm not saying that he's going to be special. Like Frank Gore, he was leading his backfield for like the past 3 years of his career at 33, 32.
Yeah, that's Frank Gore. Frank Gore is a different kind of animal.
Oh, I know he is. Frank Gore is legendary. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But why can't Melvin Gordon do it for one more year? Frank Gore did it till he's like 34. Adrian Peterson did it till he was like 34. I'm not saying that he's that kind of guy. I'm just saying he could be.
So
he's good for 900 rushing yards if he got the amount. Nobody, like we said, nobody has a one-person backfield. Chargers do. That's it. In this division, at least.
They don't. Isaiah Spiller? What?
I hope he's good.
So you're giving more credit to someone on the decline than you are a possible. He led. Was it? What do you have? Like 2,000 rushing yards last year in college football?
Oh, cool. College football. Yeah, get that fucking guy from Hawaii as a quarterback too. Get him.
But running back is the one position you can pick someone out and say, "Hey, let's go run in the NFL."
I mean,
it's the most transferable position.
Let me tell you this. It is. Reggie Bush was awesome, right? What did he do in the NFL? Yeah, he was a good role player. He was a good player.
Reggie Bush was before his time. You throw Reggie Bush in the NFL today,
oh, I know.
He balls out.
I agree. I 1,000% agree. But what I'm saying is, it's not always there's always guys. Look at Monty Ball, Wisconsin. What did he do? It's not.
He didn't have vision. He had no vision.
He led the NCAA in touchdowns.
He did.
He set the record for all these touchdowns. He must have had a vision for the fucking red zone in college. Sorry for my language. Getting a little hyped up over here. Because I don't think just because you're good in college at a running back position, all these guys at the Senior Bowl, all of them, Ford, Pierce, all of them were great in college. They're not all going to be great in the NFL. They're just not.
That's true, but I do feel like Isaiah Spiller he will have a better season than Melvin Gordon. And I believe Austin Eckler will have a better season or a comparable season to Javonte Williams.
So Eckler hit his career high in touches last year. I know that because of fantasy. He hit 203, 208, I want to say, somewhere in that range. He's not going to reach it. He's not going to come close to that. He'll probably get 130 carries. That's where he needs to be. Yeah. With the 100 targets. That's where he needs to be. He's not going to have a better year than Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams is about to blow everyone out of the water.
I hope so. I like the guy. I remember watching his film when he was in North Carolina. Man, last year he was a rookie. Just think about that.
Yep.
And I watched him. I was like, man, this guy just can't break tackles. He can't do it to save his life. And everyone around me that I trust, they're like, you need to watch more film of this guy because he's like a monster at breaking tackles.
That's what
I don't care. He's like, he gets hit one time and goes down. And then I watch more film and I'm like, holy cow, this guy is literally a bowling ball.
That's why I had him over Najee last year in rookie drafts. I thought he was the best running back coming out. I still do think he's the best running back coming out. The way he can slip through cracks, he can read the gaps. He knows where. I love everything about him. But yeah,
he's my number 3 running back from that draft process. I had Michael. What's his name? Michael Carter.
Ooh, that's a miss. No, he's not bad, but come on. Breece Hall's about to kill that backfield.
Possibly. I'm a big Michael Carter guy, though.
I like Michael. Look, I like Michael Carter, but I'm not saying he's on Javante's level.
And Breece Hall is my guy. So I love what the Jets are doing. But yeah, I just feel like Austin Eckler, Isaiah Spiller, Joshua Kelly, Larry Roundtree is a really good group of running backs.
So let's move on to the pass catching department.
Yes.
We're going to be different. We have to be different on this one.
I think we will. I really do think we will. We'll be different.
I'll start off.
So my number 4 is Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. It's sad when your tight end's the number 1 receiver on your team.
Tight end's number 1. He's really good number 1, but he's still your number 1. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, is he supposed to be their number 1? Because
no, I think their number 1 is going to be Sky Moore, but we'll get to him later. I think he's going to be the number 1. Where Juju will work out of the slot, and then MVS will catch like 1 ball a game for.
So Mecole is kind of. I've been told that they want to kind of feature Mecole a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, I would love for them to feature Mecole. I really would. It's just not going to happen. I mean,
they want to get a little more out of Mecole, and I mean.
But who's been saying that?
A lot of Chiefs fans on Twitter, for when I read.
Dolphins fans on Twitter love Tua. They think he's the best quarterback of all time.
Yeah, well, we know Dolphins fans are kind of insane.
Vikings fans really, really have talked themselves. Like, I love Kirk Cousins. I think he's great. Not great. I think he's good. If you go on Vikings Twitter, they've talked themselves into he's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL. They've talked themselves into that. So Twitter.
I know, but that's the thing. Chiefs fans aren't a big fan of Mecole. He drops a lot of balls. He hasn't lived up to expectations, so I start seeing that, and I'm like, okay, wow. They're going to give him an opportunity to fail, and I don't know. I do think
the past 3 years.
I think Juju is a better slot receiver, which we've all noticed that once they try to move Juju outside, didn't work out. Maybe it'll be a Sky Moore plays in when he can kind of thing, or I don't know. Mecole might be their gadget player. We'll see.
So my number 3, the Denver Broncos.
So my number 3 is the Denver Broncos as well.
Sutton, Judy. Judy hasn't proven shit. He's been a very big disappointment. If he doesn't do it this year, he's done.
Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, the role players. I think Patrick's more than a role player. I think he's a very good number 3.
Yes.
KJ Hamler's going to be the guy who's catching deep balls. There's talk that he's going to be the new Tyler Lockett. I'll see that when I believe it. I'll believe that when I see it. And then Alberto, but I've heard the other tight ends outplaying him already.
Goldfitch.
Yeah, so who knows with the tight end position? But Russell doesn't really use the tight ends, so I'm not really concerned about that.
A good core of wide receivers. It's just not as.
They just don't have a Devontae
They're not as good
Adams
as the ones above them.
or Keenan. They don't have a Keenan Allen or Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Hands down.
They have. I would say they have the deepest core, but nobody stands out as.
Because I started writing their players down. I'm like, okay, they got this guy, and I'm like, holy cow, this list is longer than the other ones. But then I realized Devontae Adams is better than Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, maybe combined.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that gave away our number 2. I think we're going to match up with the Chargers.
No.
Oh, look at that. You went depth over star. So I went. My son just won the race.
Ooh, good for him. Congratulations, buddy.
He wants to do the yellow one, which is not Tails. Tails. We're doing Sonic.
Yeah.
Are you excited to play video games with your kids? Seriously.
Yeah. Your son's how old? 3?
4.
Almost 4? 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's 3. We kind of play a little bit, but it's not as she would never win a game right now.
Wait, how old is she again?
She's 3.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't do it at 3, but he doesn't win. He just thinks he wins. Like, it's not real life. He finishes the race. He's like, I win. I'm like, yeah, you did win. Like, good job. Positive reinforcements. Let's go. Back to the Chargers. Yeah, number 2 for me, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, if he can stay healthy. People are talking up Josh Palmer like he's the next big thing. I heard a fantasy analyst tell me if Keenan Allen or Mike Williams goes down, all the cars. If Mike Williams goes down, Josh Palmer can step right in. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe it, but I hope it's true because
I've been hearing a lot of big things on Josh Palmer for a couple years now.
Yep. And then you got Jalen Guyton and Gerald Everett to wrap it up.
DeAndre Carter, too. Guy out of Washington.
Yeah, he's sneaky good.
Yeah. So I just love that group of receivers. That's why they're my number one group. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, I think you throw them on any of the bottom two teams we talked about, and they're blowing up. They're number ones, either one.
I agree.
Great group of receivers there. Devontae Adams, really good receiver, like best receiver in that whole entire group. Maybe best receiver in the NFL. That can be an argument. And then you got Hunter Renfrow. Like, really good slot guy, touchdown guy. But you don't really have much after that. Keelan Cole, like...
and Darren Waller.
And then you got Darren Waller.
I'm so sick of the stigma of, Hunter Renfrow, like he's this and that. Yeah, we said that about Wes Welker. We said that about Jordy Nelson at the beginning. We said that about Edelman at the beginning. Like, what the fuck? Just admit he's a good player just because he's
I say he's a good player.
No, I'm just saying, like, you get that, Hunter Renfrow, but... It's like, what do you mean, but? Like, he's still a good player. Look at Cooper Kupp. I'm just tired of it. Like, there was many years where Wes Welker was just on the Dolphins. Yeah, he's okay. He's good, but he has limitations. Well, no, he doesn't. He didn't with Brady. So why would Renfrow have limitations? I'm not saying you said that. I'm just saying in general.
His size is his limitation.
Yeah, I know that. I understand that, but he still fucking gets open.
He does get open. He's good.
I put it.
Cole Beasley got open too.
Exactly,
but his size was a limitation for him.
Yeah, but these guys can produce. Look at what Renfrow did last year. And of course, Waller was hurt. I get it. I definitely get that. But I love this group. And plus, they love Carr. Like, you can feel that. I don't know about the whole Justin Herbert.
Carr's a leader. He's probably the best leader in this whole group of quarterbacks.
I agree. We're going to move on to, I even did offensive line, by the way. I did that.
I did. I was working on getting my
have
written up
notes, baby. I took time out of my day of work yesterday to do this. No, I did it Sunday night.
So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, offensive line. Number 4, Raiders.
Yeah,
it's gotta be though.
Good job.
It's the worst. They have such a bad offensive line. It's not even fair.
And it's pitiful because they like did it on their own. Like, they got rid of their players.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Number 3, Denver. Do we have Denver at 3?
Denver at 3.
Yeah, it's just they haven't really made any kind of.
It's not necessarily. I think Denver has a decent offensive line. It's just I feel like the other two have made improvements on theirs so much better.
Well, just look at the Chargers. Why have it 2? Slater. Like, if I can name,
we have the exact same group.
But if I can name an offensive lineman, which I can't do often, but I can name Slater. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
that was my guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Rashawn Slater was my guy. And then they decided, hey, let's go in and get this guard. And let's throw him in, who is also Josh's guy. I'm trying to pull up my list right now.
Oh, yeah, you're pulling up your list. So the way I graded...
Zion Johnson, Boston College.
Yep. So the way I rated the rest of my groups is if I knew you, I put you on the list. So, and that's how I rated you. So, like the Chiefs, for example, number 1, I knew Orlando Brown. I know Joe Thuney. I know him. It's like, I know these guys are awesome. And they had to do that to protect Mahomes after that fucking Super Bowl. That was trash. After that Super Bowl, they just revamped that whole offensive line, and they haven't looked back since.
No. And they have one of the best centers in the league right now, Creed Humphreys. Rookie year, he blew up. I think he... Correct me if I'm wrong, all-pro center last year. And then Joe Thuney and Trey Smith. Trey Smith didn't have a bad season either. So, yeah, they're number 1 for a reason. And they put time and effort into doing that. And Chargers are doing the same thing. So
do you want to go defense in general or actually break down the positions? Because we are up against it a little bit.
In general.
Okay, perfect. Because I have a bottom for you.
Okay.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah.
We're not very good. Like, we're not arguing a lot. We're just agreeing. Let's just keep agreeing.
I'll tell you off air why I brought up Aaron Rodgers. Off air. I'll tell you off air. Yeah, but the Raiders are bad. The secondary's trash. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Abraham.
I think their best thing right now is their linebacker group.
Yes, Denzel Perryman, Brown. Brown's great in coverage. I know that guy because I play Madden. Seriously. And then Max Crosby and Chandler Jones in that defensive line, that's going to make some moves, but they're just not as good as the other ones, the defensive line groups. As far as like Mac, Bosa, Brandon Staley, Denver has Chubb and Gregory. But 3, I have the Chiefs.
I have the Chiefs as well.
We're like Josh's are together.
I know, it's like I really thought wide receivers were going to be different. Nope, they were nearly the exact same. And this is a division that is everyone's like, this is the tightest division in the entire league. So you would thought there'd be a lot more juggling, but there obviously wasn't.
Number 2,
Chargers.
I have the Denver Broncos. Number 2.
Really?
I like the Chargers makeup. I know that Khalil Mack's a little older, but they have Bosa. They got, like I said, Brandon Staley. They're bringing out Kyle Van Noy, who's from Miami, who was in Patriots before that. He's great. I think he's a great player. Yeah. And then you look at that secondary, J.C. Jackson, Asante Samuel Jr.'s, Derwin James. Like, come on, man. That's like an all-star.
I just feel like there's a lot of pieces there, a lot of moving pieces that you're bringing in, and whenever you do that, it just tends to not really work out. There's a lot of hype around them. There's a lot of good pieces there. Maybe they can make it work. Maybe they can't. I think Denver's just a better overall roster.
Well, with Denver, you have Surtain Jr., who they shouldn't have drafted. They should have drafted Justin Fields, but here we are. Ronald Darby, decent player, decent. I know
they should have
him.
drafted who?
Justin Fields. They drafted a cornerback over a quarterback. That's pretty insane to me.
Yeah, especially but I do think Surtain is.
No, Surtain's great. Yeah. I think he's very good, but would you rather have, let's just say, Charles Woodson or, I don't know, let's just say fucking Dan Marino? Who would you rather have on your team?
I mean, Charles Woodson's the only one in that group that has a Super Bowl.
Darrell Revis? Would you rather have Revis or, I don't know, Jim Kelly? I'm not saying Justin Fields is Jim
Revis
Kelly.
Is the only one with a Super Bowl in that group.
Do you get my point, though?
I get your point. But, I mean,
when you can get a cornerback, Bridgewater, what's the point? Why do you even play in that season? Why are you playing the season?
I get it. But maybe they didn't like a quarterback.
You didn't like Justin Fields.
I love Justin Fields, but I'm not Denver.
Denver should have grabbed Justin Fields. They swing and miss on so many quarterbacks, and they finally have a good one. That would be awesome with Sutton.
He probably wasn't tall enough for him.
Well, Russell Wilson's a midget.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, a little person.
But Draymond Jones, a good defense end. Mike Purcell, DJ Jones, Bradley Chubb, Josie Jewell, who was a star player was it Iowa? I want to say Iowa. Josie Jewell, like he was a top.
I don't know these defensive players play. I just play Madden, and there they are.
Randy Gregory, defense end.
Yes, Randy. I know him. He's
Pat
awesome.
Surtain, Kareem Jackson, Quan Williams, Ronald Darby, Justin Simmons. Like that's a really good group, and there's not a lot of moving pieces in that group. We're expecting a lot to come out of the Chargers early on, and I just don't see it happening. Just me.
That's just you. Special teams. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I kid. I don't know anything about special teams.
Kickers. Who has the best kicker in that group?
The Denver guy. Denver always has great kickers.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Bucker?
Yeah.
I'd take McManus.
McManus? Is he still? Yeah, Brandon McManus.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. No, Bucker's awesome. Bucker's so good. It's so hard to find a good kicker in the NFL. It really, I joke about it a lot, but it really is.
Oh, it definitely is. Dallas has a rookie coming in, hoping to take their job.
God, I hope. I hope, man. You know who never has a quarterback? The Vikings. Our quarterback, kicker, the Vikings. Never in the history. Poor
They did have Dan Money Baker or Money. Oh shit.
The guy
Bailey, Dan Money Bailey.
Look, I just wanted to bring that up to talk about Dirtbag Dave because that poor guy. So many times he called me crying because the kicker can't make a kick, or it's always the Viking. That poor guy, man. At least 9 Sundays of the year he has to deal with a kicker problem. 9 out of 52 weeks.
There should be a guy on the market right now, that played at Georgia. Who was the kicker for Indianapolis Colts a couple years ago?
Blankenship?
Yeah.
Is he still a kicker? Well, when is he still with the Colts? That'd be a Justin.
He was a free agent.
No way, he left?
I think he was just a free agent.
Oh, they didn't bring him back? I thought he was a rookie a couple of years ago. Do their contracts not last as long? That's kind of weird.
I think he was undrafted, wasn't he? They didn't draft him.
I don't know. Honestly, I just know that my brother's a Colts fan, and we love every time he,
Oh, I love Blankenship. Respect the specs, bud.
Yeah, Blankenship's awesome. And plus, that guy you brought to the Senior Bowl, his last name is Blankenship.
Yeah, Tyler.
Yeah, that guy was awesome too.
Funny story about that. His Rodrigo is still on the team. Go trade for him. They don't want Rodrigo.
Yeah, Rodrigo's awesome.
Tyler's brother had a boy. Same time, so his son was born 2 days before my daughter. And I was like, please, just name him Rodrigo. Like, it's perfect. Like, your last name's Blankenship, just name him Rodrigo. Rodrigo's going to be a legend in the NFL just because of who he is. Because at Georgia, he was amazing. Like, didn't miss anything.
You're like, yeah, name your son after a kicker who's going to be out of the NFL in 10 years or not even. And nobody remembered him.
Oh, everyone will remember.
Oh, yeah? Do you remember Orlando Mare for the Dolphins? I do. Yeah. Most people don't.
I do.
I had a kicker jersey. I had 2 kicker jerseys in my life. Orlando Mare, because I was a Dolphins guy. And I had Martin
for the brand.
And I had Martin Gramatica. Because Grammatica's freaking awesome.
Was that the one that played for the Dallas Cowboys?
There was like 3 Grammaticas, and the first one played for the Bucks, and then one played for the Cardinals.
There was one of them that was the kicker for the Dallas Cowboys in the game where Tony Romo was the holder.
Really?
Yeah. Let's find out. It was him, Martin Gramatica. And so the ball's fumbled. Yeah. Martin Gramatica goes out like he's supposed to block.
Yeah.
He runs around the guy. Hey. If he would have just gotten in his way, Romo would have scored a touchdown.
Hey, kickers don't get paid to block. Right? So at my job, something happens.
You better fucking block. You better fucking block your ass off.
My job, I have the ability to do like something, whatever it may be. I'm not doing it. It's not my job.
Okay, so in your job, do you ever do anything to try and advance yourself? Maybe a little outside the spectrum of what you're asked to do.
I am. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Martin Gramatica, go outside the spectrum, block.
Guy's 120 pounds.
He's 170 pounds.
Oh, Josh.
Anyway, Mugs and Balls, all platforms: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Again, if we're streaming on Twitter. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Twitch. We're not just join our little chat in Facebook if you want to on Mugs and Balls. But if you want to join the conversation, YouTube and Twitch is the way to go. Do you have anything to leave us on?
Yes, Josh, I do. And I want all you people out there to choose a good heart, not a pretty face.
Bret Hart?
Yes.